Okay, I'm going to try to give you a rundown on what you've got here in the kit and how everything works and why everything is the way it is. Okay, and what you've got is you've got a wall hanger bracket here, and this is designed to screw into the wall or screw a 2x4 to the edge of your bench, and you probably want the motor hanging. You're going to hang the motor from this, and you probably want the motor hanging I'd say about 2 feet off the top of your bench and just immediately off the side of your rock that you're tooling on there, and then you'll just hang the motor on there like this through that bail right there, and then that'll hang. The motor will suspend and the cable will come down. So that's the way we've got of hanging it. Okay, and then you've got the power mallet itself, and then we'll get into how all this works. And you've got a knife, okay, for cutting it, and you'll notice the knife is shaped pretty much round, similar to a round knife of what you've got, and you'll do all your rough cutting with that. You've got a knife collet, which is reminiscent of a swivel knife barrel. Okay, you've got your little Allen wrench, and you've got 9 collets here that hold your tools, that your standard tools that you've got, and you've got 3 of them with 3/16, 3 of them with 1/4 inch, and 3 of them with 5/16 openings in them. So I've just got 1 of them out here. Okay, then you have your motor here, which is a Fordham LX motor, and it is a slow speed, high torque DC motor, and the reason for that is that we want the torque, we want the power, so it's a little bit different than what you've got with all of your other your 20,000 RPM motors and things like that. And I just see something here that we're going to change just a little bit. There we go. Okay, and anyway, what it does is it slows the motor down. Instead of 20,000 RPMs, you've got 5,000 RPMs maximum. Okay, now in order to get this DC current, you're using AC wall, so this desk controller is a AC in, DC out. And so the way that this is going to plug in is that you're going to take the cord off of the motor. You're not going to take it off the motor, but you're going to plug it in, and you'll notice that the cords are different, or the end of the plugs are different, the male and the female, and that's because DC, so you can't really get this messed up. And then you're going to plug that into each other, and so now you're going to have DC current coming out of this desk controller into supplying the motor. Okay, then the inlet to this desk controller has an AC plug. Okay, so this is actually doing the converting for you. Okay, and then if you take the foot pedal right here, which you also have, that foot pedal is AC in, AC out, and so you'll plug that in, and now that's going to give you your AC current there. And so I'm going to take this and I'll plug the other end of this foot pedal here, the male side, and I'll just plug into a 110 outlet. Okay, now what you have here is this is the shaft, and it's got a key on the end of it. If you can see it here, I don't know if we can get a picture of it or not, but it's got a little keyway on the end of it. And as you step on this, we'll put this up to start, and this will be a slow speed, this first notch right here. And then when I'm talking slow, that's generally what you're going to want to run it. And so now if you push this all the way down, that's the speed that shaft turns at, as you can see there. Okay, so as I start talking about control, you want to get this in the low range, and this will go all the way down to where it's hardly moving. Right there, that's full speed. That's taking that 5,000 RPM motor. Now I can, with my foot still down on the foot pedal here, I can start turning this up and going faster. And so you want to go up to about the first mark, somewhere, whatever you're comfortable with to get control. Okay, and normally I will run this thing just about right here. Okay, it's going to be just about right here at the second not quite up to the second. If I'm running it fast, I usually run it up right around the second mark. But right about here is a good standard speed once you learn to run it. It's somewhere right in here. Okay, but don't worry about it if you've got to run it all the time down here till you get the hang of it down at this first mark here, and that'll give you pretty good control. Run it as slow as you need to in order to get control. Now the next thing I want to do, so you've got your foot on here, this is mounted down on the floor, and you got your foot there, you got this setting on your desk so you can control it any way you want to turn it here. You can control this to get the speed, whatever you want. When I'm talking control in the video, that's basically what I'm talking about. Your motor is, everything about this is a good system. It's probably about the best stuff you can buy. Okay, now what you'll do to start this, you're going to take this and just snap it into the end, and this little spring is going to hold it, and that ball bearing is going to hold it in. Now I just push it in there, don't worry about it. Then I will take my foot controller, okay, and I'll start it up just a little bit and get it to where it's moving. Okay, and now that it's moving, it allows that key to go into the keyway in the shaft. Things to watch out that can happen. I've had them happen before, and you just saw me tighten that up. It's this little set screw right here gets loose, and it'll allow that cable to come down. But other than that, that's the only problem I've ever really had with this thing here. And when it comes down, it doesn't allow that shaft to go all the way in there. So just occasionally look at this. If you ever have a problem, loosen that set screw and push this cable all the way up and retighten it. But that's pretty much about the only thing. And generally what happens is when the thing gets pulled around and something gets pulled, it'll get pulled loose from that. Okay, so we've got the mallet. Now in order to set this up, I'm going to take the knife collet. Right here's your knife collet, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it in here, and I'm going to turn the collet until it snaps into the little ball bearing there. Then I'm going to take the knife and I'm going to put it all the way into the bottom. Once it's in the bottom, just lightly hold your hand on the end of it. The knives aren't really sharp, and so then I'm going to take my little Allen wrench that comes with it, and I'm just going to snug that up. Now I've got the knife in there. Okay, and I can set here and I can push my pedal and I can do it. Now if I want to go faster, I just speed this up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going there. Now say where I'm normally running it, okay, there's full speed. Now I can let off my foot pedal. As I let off my foot pedal, it's kind of hard to control with my hand, more so than there you go. I can slow it down with my foot pedal. Okay, there, now I can go up. But if you're just learning and you don't have the control of the foot pedal yet, then you can slow it down and you can go as slow as you want. There's full speed. That's taking that 5,000 RPM motor. So what it's doing is that this desk controller is allowing this 5,000 RPM motor to, instead of going from 0 to 5,000 RPMs, now you can set this desk controller to go from 0 to 100, and so you can regulate how fast you're hitting with it. Is just all you're doing. There you go. That's all foot controller. So now I can take this and speed it up like that. That's all the way down. Now the most I can go, I can keep going up and up and up and up, which will go to that, but that's way faster than you'll ever run this thing with this. Okay, so normally I will run it about like that, unless I want to really make sure I got good control, or there's certain things where I just want to steady do them. I can run it just like that. A lot of times if you get into a circumstance to where it's awkward, like doing a swell cover on a saddle or something like that, then you can plug just this into the wall and just leave it run all the time. You eliminate this foot pedal out of here and you run just this in the foot or the desk controller in the wall, and then it'll just run all the time at whatever speed you've got set. But it makes it a little less awkward if you're bending over a saddle or you're doing something like that and you're in an awkward position and you can't really keep your foot controlling a foot pedal. So it'll still work in awkward positions. And now I want to show you same thing with the collet. I'll just take a collet here and set up a tool. Okay, and that tool turns until it snaps in. Okay, then I'm going to take a tool, and this happens to be just a little Tandy pear shader of some sort. Okay, and I'm going to put that in all the way until it hits the bottom. Hold my finger on it to where it's all the way down to the bottom, and then I just snug it up just like that, and now you have your tool changed. Keep stepping on my other pedal there. So there you go. Now if you want to run that faster, then you run it faster. You want to slow it down, you can if I want to run it to here, I can slow it down with either the foot pedal. I can slow it with either the foot pedal, or I can slow it down to where the maximum amount it'll go is right there. Now I can dial it up to the maximum by turning this knob a little bit, going up like that, and then I can slow it down to the foot pedal. If I want to permanently slow it down, then I just dial the dial down. And so when I'm talking about control, that's what I'm talking about. Get it to where it doesn't bounce around, to where it just works along, okay, and let it do the work, and you should be pretty well on your way. And so now the rest of the video will show you what you can do with this thing and get you started. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have learn a lot and have some happy tooling with it. So thank you.